In this video, I'll be demonstrating how to install the OWC Super Speed gears into your Anki Overdrive car. So the first thing you will want to do is go ahead and remove the lower screw on the bottom of the car. You can now remove the body. Remove the plastic protective cover on the circuit board. And then you'll want to release the circuit board by spreading the two black clips here. Normally you can just kind of pull them apart like so. Circuit board pops up. And then very carefully, minding the motor wires in the back, you want to go ahead and lay back the circuit board and support it. Okay, I'm just using my hand to support it, but you can also lay this flat, but for purposes of the video demo, I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of hold it like I am now. After that, you'll want to go ahead and take out the weight on the back of the car and remove the charging clip here. Once you have those out, you can go ahead and just pull out the rear wheels. They can be a bit snug at first, especially if this is the first time you're doing it. You may need a tool to do this. This car has been disassembled before though, so it's a little bit easier. But they just pull straight out, just like so. And when you do this, you want to be sure not to lose the spacer centering ring here, this little white piece. Keep that on the shaft of the wheel. Okay. Once you have those out, you can now go ahead and take out the stock or the factory gears. And then you can take the OWC Super Speed gear, put that into place. Do the same thing with the other one. And give them a little spin just to kind of initiate the gear mesh. And then now what you'll want to do, start with one wheel. Go ahead and put it into the hole. Begin to push. And you can rotate it to, again, ensure that the gear mesh is aligned properly. Okay, assuming that's okay, try to keep the wheel straight and just slowly push it in. Okay, don't force it, don't go too quickly. If it's going to be damaged, it's going to be during installation. So you want to be real careful putting this in. And then you can see that that's fully seated. And you'll do the same thing with the other side. Notice how the entire time I'm supporting the circuit board here, because you don't want those wires just hanging, all that resistance, or all that force rather. Okay, same thing. I got it started, rotate it a little bit, and then go ahead and very carefully begin to push it inwards. Give it a rotation, nice and easily. Again, not forcing it. Okay, until it's fully seated, just like so. Okay, that is the basic installation, but we're going to go ahead and fine tune this a little bit more, because you can see that just like the factory gears, there's a little bit of slop there. And with these gears being high speed the way they are, we want to try to get the maximum performance that we can out of them. So we want to try to get rid of just a little bit of that slop, maybe cut it down by half. So included with the gears is this little tool, which is basically just a piece of paper with some kind of fork cutouts. And you can use this to just kind of push this gear up against the outer wall of the chassis. So we'll go ahead and set it in between. Straighten that out. Okay, just set it in, just like so. You can see how I fit it in there. Okay, and then you just give it a little push. And when I did that, I could actually feel the wheel move in some more, indicating that this gear should now be sitting. Oh yeah, you can see that a lot of that slop is gone. There's very little room there. And that's exactly what we want. You can rotate it as well. It should feel nice and smooth. There shouldn't be any resistance. There should be just a little bit of wiggle there, indicating you have a really good mesh. When it's all said and done, basically what you're shooting for is about a paper's thickness of space between this point here. Okay, so if I push the wheel in a little bit, I should just barely be able to get in one sheet of paper. That's how you know you got a really good contact there. And we'll do the same thing with this side here. Now this side, since, like I said, I've had this car apart already, I already know that I'm going to need a little bit more width of this paper to tune this up. So right now we're sitting at about 4 sheets. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I'm going to give myself one more. Okay, I can just fold this inwards. And this is giving an idea how you can use this tool to get just the right spacing that you need. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and same thing, put that in between. Okay, when it's seated, now go ahead and just push. And again, I felt the wheel move inward some more. Pull that out. And you can see there's barely any slop there. That's really good. And if I push both in, set that down for a moment, pretty much done with that. So if I push in both wheels, you can even visually see that just on the inside here, where the outer part of the gear meets the outside wall of the chassis, there's barely any space. Like I said, that's going to be about the width of a sheet of printer paper. Okay, which is basically what this is. It's not super thick, it's not super thin, just about that width there on each side. Just so that you have an idea, a bit of reference, in addition to that little bit of slop that you can see there, which is perfect. Nice and smooth, no resistance. Same thing on this side. Okay, when you're all done, that looks good. Just go ahead and reverse the installation. Put our weight back in. The charging clip. Fold over the circuit board, nice and easy. Lock it down back into the plastic clips. Plastic protector back on. The body goes on from the rear. And then the securing screw. Once that's secure, you can again go ahead and just kind of check the wheels here. Just give them a little wiggle, and there's barely any there. That feels like a high-end, high-grade setup there. You can do the same thing with the stock gears as well. As I said earlier on, they have quite a bit of slop in them as well from the factory. So even if you don't have these gears, the OWC gears, you can do the same trick with the stock gears. But it's not as noticeable because they don't go as fast. You notice a lot more with these faster gears. So when that's done, if you want to, you can go ahead and put it in drone mode really quick, just to make sure the wheels turn freely. 4 times. You can see there, all wheels rotating. Looks good. She's ready to go.